Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. بيان الحكمة من الكسوف وماذا يصنع إذا وقع. Bayanu, the clarification of the hikmah of the wisdom, min al-kusufi, from the eclipse. What is the hikmah of the eclipse? وَمَاذَا يَصْنَعُ, and what is to be done, or what someone does. مَاذَا يُصْنَعُ, you could say maybe, or يَصْنَعُ, what is to be done, إِذَا وَقَعَ, when it happens, when it occurs. وَقَعَ, something occurring. Al-Hadith al-Khamsun بعد المية, the 150th hadith, عن أبي مسعود عقبة ابن عامر الأنصاري البدري, on the authority of Abu Mas'ud, not Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, but Abu Mas'ud, whose name is Uqbata ibn Amir al-Ansari al-Badri, radiallahu anhu. May Allah be pleased with him. He said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, Allah's Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, إن الشمس والقمر آيتان من آيات الله. Indeed, the sun and the moon are two ayat from the ayat of Allah. يخوف الله بهما عباده. يخوف, from form 2 of kha wal fa. Allah puts fear with them, bihima ibadahu, or he frightens his worshippers with them, or he frightens the people with them, right? With the sun and the moon. وَإِنَّهُمَا لَا يَنْخَسِفَانِ, and indeed they do not eclipse. يَنْخَسِفَانِ, this is the dual. They do not, and this is form 7 of the verb, they do not make the eclipse limoti ahadin, for the death of anyone, minan nas, from the people, no matter who it is. And this was said when an eclipse happened on the time, or at the time of the death of Ibrahim radiallahu anhu, the son of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Ibrahim passed away, the sun eclipsed, and the people said it eclipsed because of the death of the son of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and gave this speech. He said, "La yankhasifani li mauti ahadin min an-nas." They don't eclipse for the death of anyone from the people. He could have used this as an example to secure. He could have used this as an example to secure power and authority if he was a false prophet, but he was a real prophet. So he came out and he told them it does not eclipse for the death of anyone. فَإِذَا رَأَيْتُم مِّنْهَا شَيْئًا, so if you see from that anything, meaning if you see the eclipse, فَصَلُّوا وَدَعُوا, then pray and make dua, حَتَّى يَنْكَشِفَ, until يَنْكَشِفَ, it is removed, مَا بِكُمْ, what has happened to you, right? Meaning this eclipse. Min fawaidi wa ahkam al-hadith, from the virtues, benefits, and rulings of the hadith. Awalan, firstly, أن الشمس والقمر آيتان من آيات الله, that the sun and the moon are two signs from the signs of Allah. الدالة نعم الدالة على عظيم قدرته, showing or providing evidence for the tremendousness of his qudra, of his power and ability, his capability. وَوَاسِعِ عِلْمِهِ وَرَحْمَتِهِ, and the vastness of his knowledge and his mercy. ثانيا, secondly, أنهما لا ينكسفان, that they do not eclipse لِمَوْتِ أَحَدٍ مِنَ النَّاسِ, for the death of anyone from the people, wala li hayatihi, nor for the birth of him, for the birth of anyone. And this we find in another hadith with a different wording. So they do not eclipse for the death of anyone, nor the birth of anyone. ثالثا, thirdly, أن الحكمة من كسوفهما تخويف العباد, that the wisdom in their eclipsing is to frighten the people, to cause fear in them, and to cause them to turn back to Allah. And today, because we think that we're so knowledgeable and we can determine when the next eclipse is, a lot of times it doesn't scare us. But I was watching a video by a guy who does a program on YouTube called Smarter Every Day. And he recently did because there's supposed to be a big eclipse this year in America. And it's supposed to be a really big and big eclipse across many parts of America. And so he went to another guy who has like some module set up to show you different things that you can do during the eclipse to show you it. And they both talked about how when they really looked at it through the glasses that are provided for eclipse, that it's a scary thing. So even the kuffar considered it to be something scary. But because it happens to us every year, or sometimes twice, 3 times a year, we take it for granted. And this is not the situation we should be in. Rabian, fourthly, al-amru bis-salati, al-amru bis-salati wa-du'a'i inda ru'yat al-ayat al-mukhifa. The command to make salat and dua when the ayat, the signs that are mukhifa, the frightening signs, are seen. Ru'yati, when or at the time of seeing al-ayat al-mukhifa, the frightening ayat, the frightening signs, hatta yankashifa ma waqa'a, until it is uncovered what has happened, meaning until it goes away. Khamisan, fifthly, anna salat al-khusufi, that the eclipse prayer, tuf'alu inda ru'yatihi, is done when it is seen, when it is witnessed. وَلَا يَعْتَمِدُ فِيهَا, and it is not relied upon for it, عَلَى حِسَابِ الْفَلَكِيِّينَ, upon the calculations of the astronomers. So someone says, tomorrow there's going to be an eclipse at such and such a time. And so everyone says we're going to make salat at that time. But maybe it's cloudy and you don't get to see it anyway. No, if you do not see it, you do not make the salat. It's only when it is seen. Not because someone calculated that it's going to happen at such and such a time. Sadisan, sixthly, anna salat al-kusufi tuf'alu kulla waqtin, that salat al-kusuf, this eclipse prayer, is prayed at any time. Hatta fi awqat al-nahi, even in the times of prohibition, meaning times of where salat is prohibited, after fajr, at the zenith, and after asr. لِأَنَّهَا مِنْ ذَوَاتِ الْأَسْبَابِ, because it, meaning the salat, and that's why it's feminine, min ذَوَاتِ الْأَسْبَابِ, is from those things which have a reason. So just praying any nafil prayer at those 3 prohibited times should not be done. However, if it happens to be for a reason, like Tahiyatul Masjid or Salatul Kusuf, then it should be prayed. هذا والله تعالى أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.